that's one that you get the check down. We've got to be able to vice tackle that one to the ground. That one was disappointing, but again, it's a situation where we've got to make sure that we can execute versus all different pictures and formations, and if there's confusion, I've got to do a good job to either splice down the defense or find a way to get it out.
Brian, you've been here for a long time, through a lot of ups and downs. In your experience, how does Mark handle these situations where the negativity outside seems to be growing and you all kind of circle the wagons, I guess?
Yeah, I think he does it probably as well as anybody. Again, it's about us and keeping it in-house, and that's where our focus is. Everything has to be inside. Listen, no one's going to feel sorry for us, and they shouldn't. We all signed up for this, and we've got to find a way to dig ourselves out of this. And so all we can do is go back to work. It sounds really cliche, but I don't know what else you can say. And the thing that I appreciate about this group more than maybe any that we've had is that it's not a finger pointing group. It's not. They just want to work, even down to the end. Guys that are dinged and hurt, and you could sort of take them out at the end. They didn't want to. They want to finish it. They wanted to finish the game. They want to do it right. They take a lot of pride, and I want to make sure people understand they take pride in wearing that uniform out there. And again, that's where I hurt. I hurt for them, and so we as a coaching staff, defensively we'll keep grinding, because I thought the offense did a great job today. We had plenty of time to make corrections on the sideline, and it's a play here and a play there, but that's football. We've got to be able to not be a broken record.
Brad, I don't know if it was you or Mark who said in the preseason thought the secondary could be a strength of this defense. Where do you think the things haven't quite clicked for that group?
You know what? It probably just one-on-ones. We've got to be able to compete and win our one-on-ones. And so far at the beginning of this season, we have not won enough. Of those situations. We've won some, but you got to win, especially in crucial downs, on third downs. We got to be willing to challenge. We got to be able to get balls off. Now, understand they're a good team too. They're going to make plays. We understand that. But I've got to do a good job of finding ways to relieve some of the pressure at times for those guys, and we just keep trying to move the hat around so it's not just all on one person or one group.
Right, kind of following up on that, did this feel like maybe the worst tackling performance you've had? Because it seems, especially in the first half, there were a lot of missed tackles.
It was not a good performance tackling wise, and from a missed tackle standpoint, it felt like we were heavy-legged at times. We've got to be willing to pull the pin. Obviously it's something that we work at practice. But obviously when you play, talented players like Branch and their running backs, you've got to have multiple hats. We knew what they could do. They've already put it on film this year, but if you want to put yourself in third and long situations where it's not all 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 3 and it's hard to get out of a down, you've got to be able to tackle early in downs. And so instead of it being 2nd and 6 or 2nd and 5, it's 2nd and 8, and then you got to keep that thing and you got to try to make a negative there on 2nd down or keep it forced and incomplete.
Did you see competitive today? I think what I saw from him last week, he's a guy that, I really do. For a young guy to come out there and take hits and keep playing, I thought he made big progress from last week to this week, and never too high, never too low. That's been impressive for him. The moment doesn't seem to be too big and continues to get better.
Which I know the game was out of hand, but when Cam Miller makes those catches down the stretch, is that the kind of thing you have to take notice of?
Absolutely. There's no question. Just from being upstairs, he's one of those guys that's competing for the ball. Give more guys opportunities, but that was great to see.
Saw the running backs get mixed into the passing attack a lot more today. I think Dante and Seth both had a couple catches. I asked Cutter about that during the week, but what did you see out of them in the passing game?
We feel we got to mix it as much as we can. We're not going to be able to, we've talked about that all along, just being one-dimensional. Again, it's something with Seth that we believed from day one. He's a really, really good player, and, he's equally as good in the pass game, and Dante's continuing to improve in that direction. So got to utilize those guys. Good to see those guys make plays and build on it.
Bush, on the final drive before halftime, there was like a 20-second runoff, and you called timeout. What happened there?
We knew what situation we were in. We called timeout. We got cover zero. We thought on that play. That's always the cat and mouse game. And so we used that time. Again, we felt we had plenty of clock, the amount of plays we were going to have left in that drive. And we wanted to make sure we got it, the best situation that we could communicate what we needed communicated.
On the 3 and out right after the interception, how did you see that drive kind of playing out?
John, I got to look at it. You know what I mean? I think, again, just in the second half there, it was frustrating initially to just not be able to get anything going, and so we got to look at that.
Felt like it was either quick drive or long drive. Is there a key to, some sort of in between where it's, in between either explosive plays, kind of mixing it in there?
I think thought early, the big focus from last week was getting the ball out of his hands as quick as possible. I thought we were effective to get that done. But again, you look at it, mixing it, the run, the pass, when we're playing our best, we're able to mix those things and, got to be more consistent.
Saw a lot of targets for Fred
Jordan
Fair.
Levitt's here.